They came from Virginia's coastal and mountain regions, cities, and rural areas. They represent 5 industries and offer an array of services and products. And they are resilient. Business owners on main streets from all over the Commonwealth gathered at the Darden School of Business for the annual Tayloe Murphy Resilience Awards banquet, which honors Virginia business owners who have overcome difficult circumstances to stay in business and employ members of their communities.
My father started our business in 1933. He bought his sawmill from his daddy, and my brother and I bought in with our dad in 1972. And Dad was a very honest man, a very good man that always taught us to be honest and treat all of our customers fair.
We really focus on our employees. We put our employees first. We incentivize our employees quite a bit. It sounds like a cliche, but if you take care of your people, they'll take care of your business.
Philosophies such as these are why the Virginia business leaders in this room were chosen from among 59 contestants, all vying for the recognitions, connections, and opportunities offered to Resilience Award winners. Lynn Rabeal, owner of Hubbard Peanut Company in Sedley, Virginia, received the Resilience Program's Chairman's Award.
What do I think has made our business resilient? I think for us, it's being able to adapt to changing circumstances. When my parents first started the business, the post office didn't have zip codes. There was no such thing as credit cards. They grew rapidly, word of mouth. But as I entered the business, technology was changing, and I think being resilient is being adaptable and flexible.
A portion of what makes organizations resilient has to do with their mindset and their approach and their understanding, for lack of a better word, psychological factors.
Professor Jared Harris and Megan Hess, a doctoral candidate at Darden, studied a variety of businesses to find out what gave them staying power in the midst of turbulent economic times. They discovered that the successful ones didn't cut and run, but they dug in deeper.
We were somewhat surprised that being resilient isn't just about cutting costs and getting lean and weathering the storm. It's also about really looking at this hardship differently and seeing it as an opportunity. We were also really impressed how a lot of firms, even with these tough times, were so passionate for where they lived and the communities that they were a part of. And I think that passion for place is what's really helping to carry them through.
Lots of scholars, lots of researchers, lots of practitioners even suggest that it's a good thing to engage with your stakeholders. But I think what we didn't necessarily expect is that engagement with community, external stakeholders would actually make a difference in the ability of a firm to thrive and weather hardship.
In fact, their ongoing research shows that when companies engage their communities and stakeholders, they actually grow over a 5-year period.
We try and think like they do, and that's our mission, is to constantly put ourselves in their shoes and figure out what they want and what they're thinking about, and try and instill that not just in our salespeople, but throughout our whole organization.
Really strong results that indeed business and society are tightly linked, and what's good for society is good for business and vice versa.
We knew that in any economy, there are businesses that really break the mold. The story can be about how tough things are, but there are going to be businesses that are out there that have figured out how to make it work, even though they might be located in a place that people don't associate with high-growth firms.
Professor Greg Fairchild spearheads the Resilience Awards program each year. He believes that the businesses who survive in Virginia's hardest-hit areas possess unique elements that can become new knowledge for Darden. In return, Fairchild offers resilient businesses executive education courses through Darden. The Resilience Awards are a program of Darden's Initiative for Business and Society, also known as IBIS.
In so many ways, what we're about is really bringing stories to the classroom, bringing stories to the field, bringing stories to practitioners that they wouldn't know about otherwise.
When the recession happened in 2008, of course, the first things that when companies are downsizing, the first thing they let go is temporary staff. So all of a sudden, overnight, I lost 80 workers. I now am a contractor with the federal government, with the Department of Defense. I work for Fort Myers, I work for Walter Reed, I work for Fort Belvoir. I did work at Fort Monroe. And I do program management now.
Our business has to be resilient because it's based on the environment. We farm-raised clams and oysters, and the environment is constantly changing. Every year it's never the same. We always have a constant challenge that we're facing.
What I found in working with children, the children that I was working with when I was doing social work, is that I felt like a lot of their problems would be alleviated, if not solved, by a better diet, with the ritual of sitting down with their families and getting exercise. So some of those real basic, and getting a good night's sleep, some of those basic things were missing. And I didn't feel like as a social worker really was able to affect change in that way.
When we're improving properties, when we're making visions for our employees, we have to ask the civic leagues, what are your challenges? Is crime a challenge? Is neglectful landlords, homeowners, whatever it is. So by engaging them and feeling their passion, it really helps us, feel confident about what we're doing and excel.
I'm creating jobs, giving people purpose. I'm responding not only to the cream of the crop in our society, but to the community needs.
While the Resilience Awards encourage these Virginia business owners to keep moving forward, researchers at Darden discover best practices that can teach others how to do the same. For the Darden School of Business, I'm Abina Foreman.